Well, hello, Corey.
Great to be back.
Good to see you again, sir.
guys. Loving your attire, by the way.
Did you notice that I have bling?
Well, you always have bling.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Doesn't make sense not to.
When I go into your office and I say bling on your stapler.
I'm kind of embarrassed, sir. Number one, I'm at a corporate location for her wearing the cowboy stuff. And number two, if I see like the president and CEO and I'm wearing shorts and a softball attire.
Shorts with scabs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, it's really good to be back with you guys. So I've got a story.
Okay.
One more story.
We can't wait.
Speaking with a new friend of mine, Beth, who is a female driver in our industry.
Okay.
And did you guys know that females only make up 6.6% of the drivers in the driving industry?
Not very much, huh?
So a little over like 234,000 drivers on the road are female. And she started driving later in life after working at an airport for most of her career. But in the back of her mind decided that she wanted to maybe see the open road, talked with her husband about being a team, and, just over the years had that conversation, thought that might be something good to do. Well, a life event happened, and she was furloughed from her other job, and this is the right time. So she's been driving for about 2.5 years now and loves it.
Solo driver or teaming?
Solo.
Wow.
Yeah. So her husband's still working and she likes driving. And I love talking with her about her perspective. She has a couple of things that stood out to me as she talked. One about where she likes to drive. And she drives 48 states. Favorite places are going through Iowa and Texas. She likes the open country. She likes the rolling hills. She loves the feeling she gets when she's going through the farmlands in Iowa and seeing the fields and the little farmhouses and the granaries. So I could see and visualize as she talked to me about what she liked to do. And then she told me something that maybe the motto for truckers.
Okay.
Expect the unexpected. Right?
Yep.
And we all hear that. Expect every day is different. Everything can go wrong or go right. Everything changes. And she told me just yesterday, as a matter of fact, that she was driving up in one of the passes in the Northwest, up in Oregon, and Cabbage Pass, and it was snowing. It started snowing.
Oh, that's scary.
And so she pulled off to the side in a chain area, and this is her very, very first time of having to put on chains.
Oh, boy.
In 2.5 years.
In 2.5 years.
Wow.
So she's avoided bad weather. But I thought, hey, this is awesome for a lady, who's driving a truck to and pulled over. So she pulled over, and then just like always, another Good Samaritan driver said, hey, do you need some help?
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome? So she chained up for the first time, and I asked her, why did you want to do that? She said, well, that's what we're always taught, to be safe, and besides, it's the law. So there was a sign going over that pass that you can only do it if you chain your vehicle.
Shut down or chain up and keep going, huh?
And so I just thought to myself, here's a lady driving in the industry, loving it.
Yeah.
Expect the unexpected. Yesterday was her first day that she ever had to chain up her tires.
No fear.
No fear.
That's awesome.
And off she goes.
And off she went.
And that made me think of my own personal bad weather experience. So you remember recently about a really serious accident in Texas where there was over 100 vehicle pileup because of the weather conditions.
Right.
And I happened to have been there, not in the pileup, but in Texas, in that freezing weather, and the roads were impassable for about 3 days.
Wow.
Sheer ice. The airport was closed for 3 days. But as the weather warmed up and the freeway started to melt, I was on one of the freeways in Texas. In the middle lane, the far edges still had a lot of slush and snow on them.
Right.
And in some areas, you just drove in the 2 tire tracks that had kind of dried out. Right?
Slush is dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Slush is way dangerous. And here comes, I notice in my rearview mirror, a truck, an 18-wheeler. And we were always talking about what it's like to, make sure when you're riding along at higher speeds to stay out of their blind spots and don't follow too close. Well,
Right.
here's one catching up and tries to get over to the left to pass me and several other cars that are in the front that are going much slower. Saw that it became completely snowy, so backed off, went around and passed me on the right, going faster.
Passed you on the right-hand side.
We hit a rough patch, and he actually pushed me over in a lane. And in my view, definitely wasn't driving safe for speeds and conditions.
That's very
Right.
aggressive.
And so, if I hadn't been,
Cautious.
and going slow and kind of aware of what was going on, and I had to go over the humps into the other lane. So I thought of Beth being safe, chaining up, and then unfortunately sometimes on the road we see examples of those that aren't being safe.
It sounds
And
like the Smith system saved Corey. He utilized
You
it.
utilize the Smith system.
Smith system,
How about
exactly.
that?
Go.
Anyway, I got another one for you, but we'll save that for another time.
Yeah, we only have
All right,
time
yeah,
for
it's only one.
Yeah, it's only one. We
It's
can't
only
change it to
one.
multiple story, Corey. It wouldn't be as fun.
Doesn't it rhyme better? 2 more story, Corey?
2 more story, Corey.
We'll have to talk to
We'll
Steve.
catch it again.
Save that thought, and we'll have that story next week.
Well,
All right.
Corey, as always, thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you.
Great. Take me out to the ball game.
Thank you for watching that clip. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more clips like that, please click here.
Or if you'd like to check out a full episode, click here.
And don't forget to subscribe to us on
YouTube.